clean up, everything. I actually don't know that song.
Oh,
Actually, well, I used to
I
know that
sure
song.
do. I sing it often.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Parent Cafe podcast. We've got a special episode for you today, all about spring cleanup.
Cleaning.
Wow,
I just love
wow.
it. Woohoo.
Yes, so it's also Easter Monday today, so happy Easter.
Yeah.
Perfect time to talk about cleanup and spring reset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you've forgotten, my name is Allie,
And I'm Sarah.
or if you're new,
Yeah, that's true too. They could
you
just
might
be
be
new.
new. I am Allie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all. I hope you have a wonderful time.
Yes. So I did we posted some questions like to our Instagram about
Yes.
spring cleanup and cleaning in general. And you know what? I have to say a lot of people like cleaning. It's a nice, like refreshing process for a lot of people. Most people focus on cleaning all over, which makes complete sense
Yeah.
because that's kind of hitting the reset. But a lot of people are putting focus into their toy room as well.
Yeah, the toy
The
room.
toy room. I swear up and down on my life that I will never have a toy room. But
Mine is also
we'll
like
see how
her
that goes.
bedroom. Yeah, you
Yeah.
say that now, and I was the same way. I'm like,
Mhm.
no, we're gonna have all this and this, but then other people are factors and
Yeah. Bringing you too many toys.
too many toys.
Mhm.
Hey, do you want this? And then you feel like obligated to say yes, or
Yeah.
and then you say yes to one thing and they bring you like 10
Mhm. Mhm. It's
because
like,
they
yeah,
don't want it
sure.
either.
Right. I'll take that light up lawnmower, and then they
Yeah,
bring you like 20
I
other
also have
toys.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes total
Yeah.
sense.
We
Thanks,
have
everyone.
yeah, Brandon's cousin has an older daughter. She's like 8
Mhm.
now, and he sent all of her toys. Like not all, a lot of, but they're
Uh,
like really good ones, like Disney
yeah.
princess dolls and like dress up clothes. They're great, but it's just like, do you want a dress up clothes, like a dress up dress? I'm
Mhm.
like, sure. And
Mhm.
he gave us 10.
Okay, so you're getting
And
like
then
hand-me-downs too.
like a box of other stuff. It's so great because they're great toys, but I'm just like, I live in a small house. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
don't
where
have
to
anywhere to
put this.
put this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
the
yeah.
equivalent to a toy room in my house is the music, like band area.
Oh, okay.
Um, I mean, it was messier. I decided I was sick and tired of seeing like cords everywhere because there's all
Ugh.
the mic cords and like amp
Yeah.
cords. So I got like an organizer and it's a bench. So it's like put it in there and then someone can sit there
Ah,
and then
double
it like
purpose.
looks good. And so now there's room for like my basket of weights and like yoga mat and stuff.
Mm.
So because before I felt like I was drowning in like music and then I had to
Ah.
like push things out of my way when I wanted to like do a workout or something. So
Well, and you're going in there to like de-stress and like work out,
yeah.
and then you're getting like more anxiety because
Oh,
there's 100 cords
it's just an
everywhere, and
ugly place
yeah,
to be. Yeah,
you're like, I
it's
don't want to
bad.
go in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that
So
a lot in rooms for sure.
with spring cleanup, like I do notice that we are cleaning our house differently when it comes to springtime because there are things that like accumulate through the year, like especially winter. I feel like it just gets more dusty too. And
Yes.
then you're doing a lot of that like dust cleaning, but then also I don't know if you do this, but like once it gets warm out, we do all the windows
Yeah,
like
I
full
try
on.
to. Yeah.
Now that we're in our new place, the windows are huge.
High.
And there's so many. And so it's just like
Mm,
we're gonna have to figure out a system outside to like
yeah. Do
clean
them.
all the
Yeah.
windows.
I like to use my hose and spray up the
Mm.
high ones because like I don't have a ladder and we have to borrow a ladder to do them. So
Mm.
every now and then you get the watermarks, but for the most part it's at least
Yeah.
better. At least you're rinsing off the dust and stuff.
Yeah. I think if we
But
did the hose and then went up and squeegeed,
yeah.
because we've got a huge ladder we could use, but
Yeah.
yeah, that like I'm not looking forward to that job because it got so dirty this year,
Mm.
and so I'm just dreading it. And then also, I mean, like, it's almost impossible to clean the windows that are like at my dog's heights because their like
Oh my
noses,
God.
oh, their noses are on them all the time. So it's just like all
I'm
over my window.
constantly, yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
I
I
even like in my vehicle, like those
yes,
windows too.
yes, and I know it's the same. People listening, you probably with your children's handprints, like dirty
Yes.
handprints everywhere, that's the same thing. But with spring cleanup, I find that we're always rearranging furniture because
Oh,
we're like moving the couch to get the dust out,
yeah.
and then it's like, the couch,
Would look
it
better over
looks good
here.
here, so we'll just move it anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm finding a lot of like remodeling comes with spring cleanup time too. I don't know if you're kind of in that same.
I move my room around monthly,
Oh,
maybe every 2 months at the most.
really?
I love moving furniture. So if I'm not moving one room, I'm probably moving another. So
Yeah.
Brandon, he used to be like, oh, that's different. Now he just like lives.
So
I
what do
love
you
it.
like monthly or every 2 months? How are you rearranging it? Because I feel like you'd run out of ways to do it.
I
So,
do.
oh, okay.
But then I just try something else, or like I go back to what I used to like, or
Mm-hmm.
like I have a new furniture, like, or I switch furniture. So like if I have like a little end table in my bedroom, I'll switch it into my living room or into like
Hmm.
Abby's room, just like switching furniture around.
How long have you been doing that?
I've lived here for going on 5 years, so at
Mm-hmm.
least that, but every person's house I rented in, I also did that to their house if they wanted me to or not. Um,
What?
and I
What?
probably did it to my bedroom. My mom is the same way. Okay, my
Okay,
mom
so it
loves
came
to
from that.
rearrange. Oh
Mm,
yeah. So
mm-hmm.
she and I love it. Like so even when I worked at a daycare, I was constantly rearranging
Oh,
it, but it's good for children, right?
yes,
Because they get bored and so
yes,
once you just move a couple pieces of furniture, everything's new again and then they're just super involved with those activities again, right? So
yeah.
rearranging is really good and I don't know, it makes me so happy.
And rearranging kind of reminds me of us switching toys out,
Mhm.
which is what one of our listeners had commented.
Yes.
Um, taking away toys and like swapping them out so they have like a certain amount, and then a
Mhm.
little time passes and you switch toys again, and that also keeps interest in those
Yeah.
toys, and then you have a new imagination. So yeah, rearranging your furniture would do the same thing because then the kids would have new spaces to
Mhm.
kind of
Explore, or
do
they think it's
imagine around.
new.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
brings it back to life almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you swap out containers or like pots, pans, dishes during spring cleanup, like things that are kind of ready to retire? Do you think about those things?
I constantly am decluttering.
Mm,
Probably because I bring new stuff in or like or upgrade things. So once
hmm.
I upgrade it, I get rid of the other thing. Like I donate it or whatever, give it to a friend that needs something. But I don't hang on to like I don't have a lot of space and I don't want my cupboards like stacked full to make it more inconvenient when I'm in there. Like if I want a pan, I want to be able to see that pan right away.
Yes.
So I don't want to like have like two sets of pots and pans that I don't
No.
need because then I'll use them all and then I won't do my dishes.
Yeah. So you, but
No, I won't.
you're like me. It's like bare minimum. Like
Yeah.
what I need, I've got like my
Yeah.
big pot, my medium pot, my small pot,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. I have one
I
set and then I have a couple that were like that didn't come with the set that were like they're good. They're better than the ones that
yeah.
came with the set. So I hung on to those, but I
Mm,
use them all the time. Like it's not something I don't use.
right. I have no issues with I think the kitchen clutter. Like so
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about like do I
Yeah.
have just enough of what I need? The things I'm not good with is parting with like shoes.
Oh yeah, same.
And clothing is harder. Like the
Yeah.
clothes have to be like tattered. Like it's like
Yeah.
this looks like a dish rag. I have to get rid of it. Um Honestly, I have a really hard time and I've started this thing now, and this is actually a good trick. And I think a lot of like, even I must have learned this on one of those like decluttering kind of like purge
Mhm.
shows, because
Yeah.
it is something that like professionals will tell you to do. But basically, when you hang your clothing in your closet, you face the hangers a certain way.
Yes.
And then if within, you decide the length of time, but you could say within six
Like a
months,
season or
within a year, because I don't know, do you swap your clothes by season?
I find I have like certain clothes that I only wear in summer or certain
Yeah.
clothes that are like winter. So
So
yeah,
to avoid that,
depending.
I put them away in bins. So like
Mm,
once spring summer comes, I have a bin that I bring back, and I put all my winter fall clothes in the bin,
yeah,
pull out my spring clothes. And when I hang them that certain way.
backwards or
And then
whatever.
by the end of that like wearable season, if there's something that's like consistently not being worn, I still have like a hard time, like, but I might wear it. And like,
Right? Or I spent a lot of money on that,
yeah.
or it was given to me as a gift.
Or it's one of those things where like I have a hard time realizing that like I may never look good in that thing ever again.
Yeah.
Like that might have been something I looked really good in when I was 18 or 21.
Yes.
But at like 30, I should probably not be wearing it anymore,
It's probably not even in
and
style.
probably not even in style. So I actually just parted with this shirt. It was like a bodysuit.
Yep.
And I mean, you've probably seen me wear it, but it's like straight across, black, long sleeve, and it's like so super skin tight. And I like pushed it to the last, like I was like wearing it last summer. I'm just like, why do I have this? Like this is at
Like, are
this
you
point,
uncomfortable wearing it?
I
Like when,
love it,
yeah.
but I shouldn't I feel like I should be uncomfortable.
Oh.
Like I'm wearing it and I'm like, I shouldn't want to be wearing this. Like it's pilled, like
Uh,
it's been in my life for a very long time. I think I've had like really good times in that
I was gonna
shirt.
say, do you have like happy memories
I
in that?
think
Because I
so. It's
find
like,
like with certain clothes, you're like, well, that was such a fun night, or
yeah,
like
it's a party
weekend.
shirt for sure. It's like
Yeah,
one of those shirts that like I wear it and I'm like, like
let's
gonna
party.
go, yeah, let's go. But it was
Let's
just
go, girl.
time, and it's like, it started tearing. It had
Mhm.
like some loose, like some of the threads were kind of loose, and like
Yeah.
it was just time. And I had like a moment with my shirt. Like I was like, you bring me so much joy, but like I have to let you go. Like
It is now
it's
time.
time, and like maybe I'll replace you with something a little more age appropriate. Like
I'm not 18 at the bars
no.
anymore.
And I mean, that's very old school thinking. Like
Yeah.
that's such like my mom and my grandma, because it's like never in my life up until this point in my life have I looked at something in my closet and gone like that's not age appropriate. But like now I
Mm.
find myself like even there's pants I'll put on and I'm like, maybe younger me.
Or
Like
like I'm trying too hard. Like I'm trying too hard to be young or
I'm trying
something.
too hard to like, because now I'm all about comfort. So it's like if
Oh, same.
yeah, if I'm uncomfortable, there is no point in wearing
Yeah.
whatever it is. So it's
Yeah.
like I bought myself a white pair of jeans because I'm like, white jeans are so classy. There's so
Hmm.
many ways you can wear them. They can be
Yeah.
dressed up, they can be dressed down. Like they're
I
awesome.
have a pair too. They're awesome.
Do I wear them? No, because I'm
Same.
afraid of getting them dirty, because I know
Yeah.
the day I wear them, I'm going to sit in something,
Or you're gonna have peanut butter all over them.
or mud's going to splash up from my
Yep.
car. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, it's just one of those things. It's like this line of like age appropriateness versus like comfort.
Comfort and
Yeah. And I feel like I'm
easy, like because then you have to do the laundry of that, and like, do I want to wash out mud stains later?
oh, and
No.
like white jeans, like what do you wash? That has to go in just with whites. It's separate wash. So now
Yep.
I'm just
Bleach it.
collecting whites to bleach. Like it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of work being an adult. I'm kind of ready to tap out. If anyone would like to adopt me, I'm I'm
I'm
fine.
adopted. I'm up
I'm
for
adoptable.
adoption.
Like
Me too.
honestly.
I come with a family.
Yeah, when I talk to my mom, I'm always like, "Can you just take me back?" Like
I
just
know.
so much
I
easier.
always look and I'm like, how did you do it all?
I
Like,
know.
I'm like, because she's like, I don't know, didn't.
Yeah. So I think clothing's going to be my hardest thing to tackle this spring cleanup,
Yeah.
just because there are so many pieces that I know should really part with. They've been in my closet for a really long time. They've served their purpose. They have, like, they've been sustainable, like they've existed for a long
Yeah.
time. Like, you know what I mean? I just, it's so hard to part with stuff you love wearing.
Do you ever get those, like, when you're like going through your clothes or putting them away, you like pull a piece and then you're just like, I'm just gonna start pulling them all, and like I just have like this sudden urge to purge and like I just go with it. Like, do you
Yes,
get those too?
I get those. And then sometimes, so I love those moments. And
Yeah.
so all that stuff is in a bag
Yeah.
and it's waiting to be donated. And then I
Yeah.
can see the color of one thing through the bag. And I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have purged that one. Then I
Oh.
go back in the bag and I'm like, you can stay for another month and we'll see if I wear you.
Oh.
It's,
Once it's
yeah,
in the bag for me, well, I usually put it in a garbage bag, so I don't have that problem of seeing it.
yeah.
So I just put it by my door, and in like 2 months, I'll take it to the take it
I,
or leave it, or to like
yeah,
the whatever.
the clothing donation and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So, what about outside cleaning?
Hmm.
Do
That's
you
the worst.
do you focus on an, I should ask this first. Do you focus on an area of your house first when you start spring cleaning?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah?
So
Where
for
do you
me,
focus?
oh gosh, it's got to be like the dust
Yeah?
from the winter. So I'm like baseboards, windowsills, tops of cupboards is where I start
Yeah.
usually. I go into like a deep clean. I'm vacuuming all the time because we've got two dogs and a cat.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's not even part of spring cleanup for me.
That's
It's
just
just
daily
every
life.
day. Yeah. But the like baseboards, pulling out the vents and like cleaning kind of
Yeah.
inside, like the duct a bit. Yeah, windows. I'll take all the blinds down, wash them, wash all the like plastic or like wooden blinds.
How do you
Uh,
wash those? I struggle. I
um,
do not know how. My
yeah,
mom never had blinds because she could not function them properly. So
yeah,
we just always had curtains. So how do you
yeah.
clean those? Tell me a
Um,
trick.
so two ways depends on the blind. So if
Okay.
they're the thin plastic blind,
Yeah.
I think they're vinyl usually. Those ones,
Yeah.
I twist them so that they're flat,
Yeah.
and then I spray them with like vinegar and lemon juice.
Mhm.
And then I put my hand like behind and
Oh,
just like
okay.
wipe down. Those ones take a little while. If they're the bigger, like wooden
Like
or like
thicker.
thicker
Yep.
faux wood kind of
Plastic. Yep.
ones, then those ones I just use like a damp hot cloth and just go line by line.
Yeah.
They just take a long time. They're just
Yeah. I think
tedious.
that's what I like not I need to do them because like
There's
I
no
don't know if
easy
I ever
way.
have.
There's no easy way unless you're willing to pull them off.
Yeah.
Because the only other way, so the way I've seen my mom do it is she has my dad pull them down. She fills a kiddie pool of like hot water and vinegar,
Oh, yeah.
and then she just lets them soak and
Mhm.
then takes them out, lets them dry, and then puts them back
You'd
out.
still have to wipe them though, probably line by line,
Um,
depending a little bit.
Not really. Like
Pressure
once
wash them.
you've got them like soaking, so much dirt just like floats off of
Ah,
them.
true.
Then you pull them out and they dry, like air dry, and they've
I
always
need
been super clean when she's done it.
I
So
should try pressure washing them.
they might
Like
break.
take them off. Mine are a little thicker, so well,
Okay, because I like,
I can try.
yeah, you could try. Just do it from pretty far away. I mean, like I've pressure washed and like broken the siding on the house
Fair enough.
before,
Okay.
so you know, just be careful.
Okay.
Um, but yeah,
Anyways,
like
back to.
blinds, like things that you don't normally like. It's not part of your day to day,
Mhm.
and then but they do collect lots of dust. Like that's kind of where I try to focus, because everywhere else is kind of like your weekly clean, or
Yeah,
you know what I
monthly
mean?
clean or
Mhm,
whatever.
like whatever cycle you're on. So like I do a kitchen tidy once a week. Bathrooms are once or twice a week, depending on like traffic.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Vacuuming is almost every single day, like that. But like I don't pull up my vents and clean in
Oh,
there. You
ever.
know, I
Yeah.
ever. So those are the things I focus on.
Yeah, those little things.
Like
Yeah.
The blinds down are a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And switching out like any kind of like linen or pillowcases, and like
Mm.
because I switch out my pillows a lot, like decor pillows in my house,
Okay.
but they're on a constant rotation, but I don't like take them out, fluff them, like care for them in any way. So
Yeah.
that I do that too.
Mm.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I feel like I
Being
focus first outside because I want to
okay,
get outside. Well, because I have dogs, so I need to get out there just so like we can actually use the backyard.
right.
Um, and then what do I do next? I don't even like really have like a routine. I just go ham. I just pick a room and I feel like I just do one room at a time. Like I don't
Mm,
just do like all the baseboards or whatever. I just like pick one room
mm,
and then do everything in that
hmm.
room.
Yeah, I feel like if I did that, I would spiral like into other things. So if I like say I
Mm,
started in our room, I think instead of like, okay, Allie, you're in here to clean, it would
yeah.
turn into like reorganizing all the
Reorganizing.
drawers or something. And then it's
Oh,
like,
but like, yeah, I do that. Like, I do like
oh,
the
okay, yeah,
whole room, everything I
everything.
want to get done in that room. So, like, say I'll start at the back of the house, I'll start with my bedroom, and I do
Yeah.
everything I want to do in that room.
Oh, I
It
feel like
takes, it will drag. It's not like it's like a week. It's like it's a long time. But
yeah.
like I drag it out, but then like I'm happy and like I'm more satisfied
Hmm.
because like that room, like I'm done. I finished it. All
Yeah.
my clothes are out, like everything. So
Yeah. I think my mindset, like I can't do that because I'm not strong enough to be okay. Like I think my problem, and like maybe you can say like you agree with this if you do this,
okay.
but like if I focus too much energy into one room and say that room like top to bottom takes me, with work, takes me a few days or like the week to like
Yeah.
actually finish it fully.
Yeah.
And I focused on one room. And then if I move on to the next room, I find that a week from that day, the room I started on needs my attention again for something, even if it's little, like reorganizing a drawer.
Yeah.
So then my frustration gets like, why did I spend so much time in there? So that's why I've like slowly started those like baseboards,
Into
linen,
little.
this, because then I'm like, pop my music in. Today is baseboard day. And I just go through the whole house and all the
Gotcha.
baseboards get done. And then I don't have to think about the baseboards anymore because they're done. And then I'm like spot cleaning them if I ever need to.
Mhm.
But
See,
I don't know.
I definitely feel the frustration part, like, because I'll be like, I do it daily though, like with a child, like, cause like I just cleaned up the
Mm,
blocks and I turn around and you dump the blocks.
hmm.
So all those things, so those things just spiral anyways.
Right.
Um, so, but I think for me, if I focus just on baseboards, I'm like, oh, well, now that's dirty,
Mm.
so I need to focus there on the window that I just walked by. So I'll clean that quick, and
Yes.
then so I just like get distracted anyway. So if I like put
Yeah.
myself in a room and just focus on that room,
Yeah.
then I can be like, look at it like, okay, that's done. But
Everything's
if I
clean.
like looked at the baseboards, like I did half of them because I also cleaned that room too, I'm like, I didn't accomplish anything.
Mhm, mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but I think
I
that's to each person, right? Like
Yes,
whatever works for them.
yes, and my distraction, like, I get distracted very easily.
Yes, me
So,
too.
I see what you're saying, and that's why I think I've begun forcing myself
You
to focus
have
on
to.
just one thing because otherwise I'll be, like, in the middle of doing baseboards. I'm also gonna start making pierogies. I'll be over here vacuuming. I'll be over there trimming a plant, and then my house is a disaster rather
Yeah.
than, like, cleaning it.
So like as I was just telling you before we came on here, like, oh, I organized those blocks that I took
Right.
a picture of, or like that little toy shelf, whatever. And
Mhm.
then I said, I'm done, and we made muffins. So yes, I
Right.
definitely get distracted, or I'm like, I don't want to clean right now.
I know. I know. And I've done that so many times too, where like I've pulled everything out to like do a deep clean. Like for a good
Oh
example
yeah.
is the closet. So like everything out and then it's
Yeah.
all over your bed and you're like, okay, I gotta reorganize. And then 3 hours later, it's 11 o'clock at night and you're like, I just want to sleep in my bed and it's
Yeah.
covered
And they
in
just
like old,
throw it all. Do
or
this tomorrow.
or you don't go to bed till 2 a.m. because you
Yeah.
finish because then you're like, no, I can't stop now. Like it's just one of
I
those
gotta
things.
do this. Yeah. Oh, I had a question for you. Now I lost it.
Well, I feel like spring cleaning is just one of those things where it's like, it's so nice to do it. It's so nice to get it done.
Mhm.
It feels good. But like as like women of the house, like things get done in my house because I exist.
Oh, yeah.
Like I am the captain of my ship. Like
Nice.
and so it's like it's up to me to like,
Yeah.
I'll get the help I need, but it's like if I don't initiate the spring cleanup, it'll look differently.
I was gonna ask you, now I remember my question. Have you ever
Mhm.
or ever considered hiring someone to do either spring cleaning or just like maintenance of your house?
Yeah. So I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately.
Yeah.
So right now I have my brother like living downstairs
Mhm.
and he'll be moving out like within probably another month, but I want to hire someone once he moves to do like the clean of that area because I don't want to see it and be stressed out by it because
You
it'll
don't
just
want to
make me
know.
no, it'll just make me mad. Like I avoid that
And I'm mad
area.
at him.
Yeah. So I avoid that area. So I'm already thinking about that.
Mhm.
But I was actually thinking the other day because every time in the last like 5 years, we've either like sold a house or prepared a house
Mhm.
for sale or rent or whatever, probably like every year. And I've hired someone to like help me with that. So I'll do like
Okay.
base cleaning and then I'll hire someone to come in and do like deep
A
clean
move
for
out clean.
a move out clean for like things that I didn't necessarily like think of doing, but it's the things I'm listing as like spring cleaning. So it's like
Yeah.
baseboards, tops of cupboards, like those things. Um, and I have had someone like do that probably every single year so far, and I've really enjoyed that because it's been super
Mhm.
helpful. Um, I don't know though. I know people who have people come in like every 2 weeks to their home and like help them and do some cleaning. Um, it's never been something my family's ever done. It's not something like I personally am like used to doing.
Yeah.
I
Same.
also I mean, I struggle because I'm very particular. So I would maybe do that and consider it if it was very like surface level, like, focusing on the bathrooms and like the
And
baseboards.
if it matched your standards and your expectations.
Yeah, it would be things that are more like simple to clean, like surfaces and like
Okay.
that kind of stuff where
More so
I
than a deep clean.
I would leave the like organizing and
Oh, yeah.
that to me. So that's where I'm kind of like before that person comes to clean, I'm going to be cleaning anyway.
Cleaning. Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of how it's always been. Like
Yeah.
and I mean
I feel
I've hired someone to help before where like I've cleaned before they got there. They cleaned and then I went in and cleaned again because there was just certain things that like once they cleaned I noticed. So it was like they
Oh,
cleaned,
okay.
they left and then I was like, "Oh wow, everything's so clean now. I'm noticing this, this and this." So I
Yes.
had to go in anyway. So I think I might be too like I don't know. I don't want to say like
Particular?
I think particular is an okay word for it. I think like
Picky?
um I'd say closer to like the negative side of
Yeah.
particular. Yeah.
We'll go with particular then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been considering it this year just because like I find like I'd rather spend my time with Abby than constantly cleaning. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like always cleaning and then I just like my time gets taken away from her and like I don't like I work all day so then she's at childcare and then I have that few hours before bed to but I still have to make dinner, I still have to clean
Mhm.
up and like
Mhm.
so those times are shortened already. So like to have
Agreed.
like to do the deep cleans and stuff I'm already just taking away more time or like my
Agreed. Yeah.
weekends I spend cleaning too. So like to have I would love to have someone come in
Mhm.
and just help like with like I don't want them like in like my laundry and stuff. I feel like that's
Yeah.
even just weird for other people.
Mhm.
Like here's your
Unless
underwear.
unless they were like your actual like full-time
Yeah, or
cleaning
something.
person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even then I don't know. Even like
Yeah.
that's what I would need help with, but I
Mhm.
still don't. I'd rather like
Yeah.
hire. I've hired a sitter, like my friend's
Mhm.
little sisters come and watched Abby so I can just literally put away laundry and
Right.
that's been so helpful. So doing those things is great for parents. Like take the time if you're like okay, I need 2 hours or 3 hours to put away this laundry, hire a 15-year-old or like 12-year-old, you're still in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not comfortable, you're still there if they need you, and it's so helpful. I also think like hiring someone for like a new mom, as much as they might not want you to, I would have appreciated it as well. So if
Mm-hmm.
I had done that for myself, just so I can focus my time on like healing,
Mm-hmm.
even like once a week or like
Yeah.
once a month, like once a month
Mhm.
would be great, or even
Yeah.
just to do the spring cleanup or the winter cleanup,
Yep. I
or
agree.
to hiring it as like that's your gift to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
it'd
agree.
be really,
I
really
think if
nice.
you have a close enough friend too, that
Yes.
when you're kind of at that beginning, like some people have their parents come stay with
Mm,
them, which is so
yeah.
nice, so helpful. Also, and then if you have a friend that could come and like vacuum once a week for you
Mhm.
or do something that like maybe you just don't have the get up and go to do.
Yeah. You're
Just in
exhausted.
exactly. I feel like a lot of that, like meals or cleaning or just
Yeah.
like helping with those things when you have a newborn is probably way more appreciated than like someone bringing you like
Toys.
toys. It's like they can't even use it. And
Yeah.
like I need a shower.
Yeah.
Like,
Please just
right?
stand here for 15 minutes so I
Yeah.
can shower
So,
and would not be
yeah.
stressed about showering.
Exactly, and I get that. I think, definitely, like, coupons to hire someone to come in
Hmm.
and help with some cleaning or tasks around the house, I think is helpful. I think that, like, so many moms, it's just this, like, constant battle of, like, "Do I do enough?" And then, it's like, especially
Mom
if
guilt.
you're yeah, and you're a working mom, or you're a stay-at-home mom with multiple kids
Hmm.
all day long you're catering to these children and ensuring that your house like meets a certain standard for yourself.
Hmm.
Maybe that's not a priority for you. Like some people don't have that priority
Yeah.
either. Like sometimes it's just like no, the house we this is a lived in home.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
we're not putting things away just to bring them back out. And I've seen that too, and I mean there's no problem with that either, but I think like getting help wherever you can, and I
Hmm.
think like if you make spring cleanup this like big mission, it could be so exhausting and it could
Yeah.
just be worth it to go out and like pay $60 to have someone come in for 2 hours to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm really considering it this year, just because like I always have tasks that I want to get done and then it gets pushed aside because I have to clean up this
Mhm.
again or clean up that. So like just to have someone come in and vacuum my floor again,
Yes,
like would be
yeah.
great. Like just so I
Mhm.
don't have to do it one time or something, right? But I
Mhm.
think like for the more of a deep clean, like on top of the cupboards and
Mhm.
stuff like that that I don't enjoy doing at all, or like
It's
just to
not
deep clean
fun.
one room of my house, like would be
Mhm.
great.
Mhm. Or even a section of your home. Like for
Yeah.
me, I hate cleaning my lower level, like the basement.
Yeah.
I just don't like cleaning it. I don't enjoy it. It's not a room that I spend a lot of time in.
Mm.
So cleaning it to me is very like, ugh, like I
Eh.
just don't want to be down here.
Yeah.
But it's not like the busiest of rooms. So it's really just like dust, vacuum, mop, and then
Yeah.
it's done. But I just don't want to be down there. So I'm just like, oh, like get me out of here. Do it as
Yeah.
quick as possible once a week. And then I'm like, not going
See you
back down
later.
there anymore. We used to hang out down there all the time, like watch TV, but
Yeah.
once we finished renovating upstairs,
Mhm.
the lighting's just better.
Yeah.
I'm very like a seasonally affected person, so I find
Yeah.
like in the winter I'd rather be upstairs because I can see the
There's
sun
such,
longer.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm the
So,
same. I have to have my like blinds open, like
mhm.
curtains open. Like I know lots of people like to have it like dark in there, like keep them closed. I'm like,
Oh,
no, like open this up. I'll go to
yeah,
people's houses and open their curtains.
yeah, yeah,
Let some sunshine in here. You need sun.
yeah. I'm
I'm the type of person
definitely
that just makes myself at home when I go to people's houses. So
yeah. Well, that's
too
there's
bad.
actually that like no, no. But there is that struggle too where like you let the sun in and then the sun shows all the dust and then you're like, actually no,
Mm.
let's put the sun away now.
Fair enough. Oh, that's my floor all the time. Just like the
Yeah.
dog hair is just like, but I don't care. It's
Illuminated.
like
It's
it
illuminated by the
is.
sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is, but I don't care. I'd rather the sun. And I'm like,
It's
I
a
can look at it for a little bit until I get there.
it's a daily struggle for me. So I we bought another Dyson so that I could have one upstairs and downstairs so that I could just whip it out because Willow
Yeah.
sheds a lot. Like she's a
Yeah.
huge
My dog.
shedder. Yeah.
Yeah. The same.
So I basically follow her around with a vacuum. And
I just
whenever she's in the house and she shakes, I'm like, get out.
get
Get out
away from
now.
me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But,
Yeah, I bought well, I didn't buy it. I got it for Christmas from Brandon. I got a I don't even know. I think it's a Hoover, but it's like a stick vacuum.
mhm,
It's
mhm,
just so
mhm.
much easier because I don't have to like plug it in and like haul it around.
Yeah.
And so I can just and I can do like my floors. Like that's I
Mhm,
was always constantly sweeping and it was still dirty. But like with the
mhm.
vacuum, I can just vacuum the hardwood and it's oh my
Yes.
God,
Yes.
so much better.
Yes.
I never like best gift I've ever
Mhm.
received. I love it.
I don't know about you, but like daily I'm in the kitchen
Mhm.
somehow vacuuming up sesame seeds.
I don't really buy sesame seeds, so I don't know.
Yeah, apparently it's like on all my bread.
Oh, okay.
So every time I pull the toaster out, sesame seeds fall to the
Oh,
floor, and I'm just like, "Oh, are you serious?" Like,
mm,
because we don't have anything on our countertops
okay.
other than like the coffee maker. Nothing's allowed to live on the countertops, so
Mhm.
it's not my pet peeve.
Mm.
But all the appliances are like away. So
Yeah.
when I need like the toaster, the Foreman grill, or like
Oh, yeah.
the crock pot and things, they're like away in a
Away.
cupboard. But
Yeah,
I
mine's the
find
same.
that when I pull the toaster out, it like crumbs everywhere. It's just a thing a toaster does, I guess.
I have
So
a
then I'm
toaster
like,
oven,
okay,
so
yeah,
that stays out,
okay,
but and the coffee maker. But yeah, everything else lives away.
goes away.
Yeah.
It just makes a mess when I pull it out. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. I do find I have like my fruits and stuff on my countertop. I'd
hmm
find I in my house I have like four very small drawers and that's it. Like the rest are cupboards. So I don't have anywhere to put like my big spoons and stuff. So I've had to get like little like jars and
oh, that's
stuff to put
nice.
them in.
Yeah.
So that works and but so those live on the counter by my stove so I can grab them.
hmm
Um
I have
but
that too.
yeah,
Like a stir
yeah,
and whatever. Yeah,
whatever they're called.
all of
Yeah.
my like cooking utensils are
Yeah,
in like a thing. Yeah, yeah,
jar thing. Yeah, and like my fruits and stuff, they live on there. But other than that, it's like dishes.
yeah. Hmm.
Dishes like to live there.
I know.
Ugh,
I
but
have
that's
a
okay.
bread box now.
Organizing kids' rooms, playrooms.
Mm.
I think we got too busy
Honestly,
with shoes.
well, totes, those bunk beds with drawers. I mean, like anything you can do,
Buckets.
buckets.
Switch it
It
out. The only
depends.
thing with switching it out, like I don't have a lot of space.
Hmm.
So it
You
is
don't
what
have
it
anywhere to
is.
like store it, kind of thing.
Yeah, to like switch them.
I think my biggest thing with kids' toys is kids can be fascinated and use their imagination with the littlest things. And sometimes as parents, we put a lot of effort into like, oh, making sure we have all these things that interest our kids when at the end of the day, it just might be like a cup and a string. So, like, don't put pressure on yourself to have a full toy room because that's up
Yes.
to your child's imagination.
I
Um, yeah,
preach that.
preach. They don't need a lot of stuff. Like,
Honestly, Abby plays with everything but her toys.
yeah. So
Like,
I think like if a person from the get-go can focus on like just having a few things and like don't feel bad if people give you gifts and you don't want to
mhm.
keep them.
Yeah,
Like
that's where I'm at. I feel guilty.
yeah, I think watching like other people, I have certain friends that will like hold on to everything and then they just have all these toys and then I have certain friends that will just be like, "Do you want it back because I don't want it?" Um and then it's just
Yeah,
fine. It's like, "Do you want this back because honestly like we're not going to use it?" And then they're like, "No." And then you're like, "Okay, well, I'm going
I'll
to
get it away.
give it
Yeah,
to the
I need
next
to get in
one or
that
donate."
habit.
Yeah, because it's honestly like as people, like I mean, when are we ever super offended by stuff like that? Like we're
Yeah,
not. So if you give someone a light up toy and then they're like, I don't really want this, it's like, okay, sorry, yeah, no problem. Like
yeah.
sure. But I think like yeah, we get too much in our heads, like I feel bad and
I think I feel guilty like when it comes to like birthdays and
mhm,
Christmases, like
mhm,
people like spend their money to buy her new toys that she'll want, but then she plays with them for like a little bit. Like some toys like she like absolutely loves, but then some it's like
mhm.
play and then it's like
I know, and then she's not interested, but I think that's not
Or I
really
think like maybe in a few years, like, well, what if she really wants that? But I know she's gonna get more.
right. I don't think you should feel guilty about that. I think it's
No.
just
Ugh.
kind of like the toys that you receive. So the toys that you go to like a store like Walmart and
Mm-hmm.
buy toys, those toys to me are like they're meant to be throwaway toys, as bad as that
Yeah.
sounds. That's how they're marketed. Like
Mm-hmm.
they are not toys that exist for years and years with your kid. It's like
Yeah.
a truck that's going to break if my child throws it down the stairs. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep it. And I think that that's kind of like people already know that when they give a child a toy, either that kid's going to love that toy or they're never going to play with it.
That's so true.
Like I
Like
think
I know when
everyone
I
knows that.
gift it, I'm like I try to do like more like usable stuff. So like markers and
Hmm.
like or books, like yeah,
Puzzles.
like coloring, like craft things. But that's how what I enjoy
Hmm.
doing. So I'm like, they're gonna love this. Or
Same.
Play-Doh, like stuff
I
that's
like
like
puzzles.
usable.
Puzzles, DIY kits, like things
Yeah,
that you can sit down
that
and like
stuff.
build together.
Yeah,
Um,
or when they get older, like even stuff to do like their hair with and like
mhm,
stuff like that.
Yep. I find I'm the same. Like those are kind of things I've always leaned more towards, like self-care things. So if you're buying
Yeah.
a gift for like an 8-year-old girl, you don't necessarily have to get her a toy. It could be
Hmm.
like a nice face cloth and some masks and some
Yeah.
bath bombs and like body wash and
Yeah,
then
like a new towel or
a
whatever.
towel. And then those things are so useful and they kind of like bring out another side of things to do that maybe they don't know yet because everyone's getting them a toy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, or like lately what I've liked as kids get older, board not like board games, but like games that you can play with your parents that are
Mm,
like fun for the kid but also fun for mom and dad.
fun. Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like more to like bring out family time and like
Yeah.
it's no longer just like, yeah, I get it, it's your birthday, but like maybe everyone can enjoy this
Can
together.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
That's
really
nice
like
too.
that too. But yeah, I don't know. I think like toys are evolving. It's about engagement, being with your
Mhm.
family, spending time together. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really about like the light up fire truck anymore.
Yeah.
And you want kids to get outside. So like, you know,
Outside toys. That's what
buying kids
I like to ask
shovels,
for. Yeah.
buckets, and like things like that, and even just gear to go outside. Like
Yeah.
maybe you want to buy them boots like in the size up so they can go
Yes.
outside, or slush pants, or just things that
Yeah.
are going to make them a little bit more comfortable to spend time outside.
Yeah, I think experiences were always like a lot of people were going towards that way,
Mhm.
like for gifting, and I noticed that, but then
Mhm.
obviously that all got shut down, right?
Yes.
So I think everyone obviously reverted back to toys because like they can't just like here's like a swim pass to go swimming a bunch of
Right.
times or
Right.
like to go to a museum. Like you can't do that really right now.
Mhm.
So I think and I did notice like a lot of people were going
Going
towards
that way.
that. So it's really sad that we have to go back a step.
But you can now, I mean, there's way more in-home experiences too.
Yes. Yeah, people are
Um,
getting really crafty.
But yeah, I think like I hope like birthday gifts and things for kids will one day be like a thing of the past because
Mm,
you don't need it.
yeah.
It's
But
such
you know what? I'm guilty. Like I love birthdays. I'm so bad because like I'm
yeah.
so both sides because like I do go buy her toys that I know
Mhm.
she's not going to use or stuff, but
Mhm.
I usually do buy her toys like that she needs or like something
Mhm.
she needs or like a bike or like
Mhm.
those kind of bigger things or boots. Not
Mhm.
that she needs more boots, but she loves those.
Yeah.
So I am guilty on both sides. But like I always like for gifts, I always ask the parent like what do they need? Like so if they're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, they really do need clothes this year, so like I will go buy them clothes. Or like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, you can get her a toy. Like she actually doesn't really have that many new toys.
Mhm.
Like go get her that. Or like they need this. Like so I always try to ask the parent what they actually
Mhm.
need.
Which is
And
a
I
good idea too.
yeah, and but I think like at Christmas time, people always ask me like what she needs, but I'm like, I don't know what other people are getting her. So I can
Hmm.
give you all the same list, but then I get a lot of the same things too,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can say like, oh, she needs a chair, whatever. We'll use that
Be
as an
like
example. And then I
she
get
needs
4 chairs in my house.
she needs a prepaid visa.
Yeah, or I ask for money like for like for
Mhm.
her savings account, but people like they don't at 2 they don't find that fun to give like for a child,
Yeah.
right? But I'm like
Yeah.
that this is the time where she doesn't know. Like
She
get her
doesn't,
a
yeah,
thing of Play-Doh and like
yes,
$100.
yes,
Good to
yeah.
go.
I was just gonna say, like, there are so many ways you could just get something like small that the kid's gonna be like, "Ooh," and then like
Yeah.
mom gets a bill.
Yeah. Like
Um,
give her a box.
mhm,
She's good to go.
exactly. Yeah,
Happy.
I know. I give gifts usually that I would want to get.
Yeah. Yes.
So, it seems to work okay.
Hmm.
Like, I give money if the kids are a little older, because then they
Yeah.
get excited about money too. I mean, like, money
And
gets
then they can pick something out they want.
and, like, money has value to a child that, like, they start understanding by, like, 6, 7, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like, "Ooh, cash," like, "Yes, please."
Yeah.
Otherwise it is, like, crafts, DIYs, puzzles, board games,
Mhm.
I don't know, gift cards if I know they like a certain store too.
Yeah.
Um, and then they can go have fun picking something out.
Yeah.
I honestly never really cared about like giving something and then attaching that object. Like if it, like, I got them whatever, and then it was like, oh, Allie got you that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like never really think that way. Like I don't care if the thing I
Hmm.
get them doesn't get used in a year. Like I
Yeah.
just never, I don't
That's so
know.
true. I think it's like a guilty thing of getting
Hmm.
it because like I feel guilty that something that you bought her isn't being used, but
Right.
you literally don't care.
Yeah, I just because I get it, I would understand that like either
And I,
she's over it, it's too
yeah,
small, not her
yeah,
style, not into it anymore, like
yeah,
whatever. Because so many kids,
yeah,
like how many kids were into Paw Patrol or like Frozen, and
yeah,
then everyone's like Paw Patrol, Frozen, and then in a
yeah.
year it's like, no,
Oh no, oh no,
nobody watches that anymore.
Frozen's
I
still
know,
a
but
thing.
I'm saying like it was the Lowell dolls for a while, like
Yes, yeah,
everyone
like
wanted a
yeah,
Lowell doll, and then after a year it was like nobody wants a Lowell doll, stop
yeah,
buying them, and then you're like, okay,
yeah.
like I just spent $600 on Lowell dolls.
Now what do I do with them? Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No,
So
yeah, like the fatty
I think
toys.
I think trying to realize, like, pay attention to what your children play with most, what their interests are,
And
and then
where they're going to develop to those interests.
and declutter from there, because I could
Mhm.
guarantee you, yeah, there are certain things your kids attached to, don't get rid of them because you'll hear about it the next day. But
Yeah.
there's probably a lot that you could test, put it in a box, put it in the closet, and if they don't mention it, say anything,
Mhm.
like ask about that
Even for a
toy.
month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. And then
Yeah.
if in 3 months they say, "Where's my Charlie Brown doll?" You can be like, "Oh, we gave him to a child that needed it because you weren't playing with it. We gave it to a toy
Hmm.
fairy," whatever like you want to say.
Yeah.
You can even introduce that to your kid, the toy fairy, like
Yeah.
donating toys to get more toys or different toys is a good way to declutter toys also.
Yeah, I like that. I've seen that usually at Christmas time, but you could do it anytime. Like
Yeah.
the kids, if they're getting a new toy, like maybe for their birthday, they have to fill a laundry basket or
Mhm.
like try to fill a laundry basket. Like they have to get rid of some things to get
Mhm.
something new.
Mhm.
So maybe they're really wanting something. It's like, hey, well, now you have to get rid of 10 toys. That's how much
Mhm.
it costs for this one.
I remember when my brother was really small, my mom would tell him that his toy went on an adventure.
Oh, just
So
like Toy Story.
yeah, it was just
Never came
like,
back.
well, your toy went on an adventure, and he'd be like 2 or 3, and
Yeah.
then just the toy was gone. It broke. My mom didn't want
Yeah.
a broken toy, or
I've
like
had a
it
few
had pieces
broken
missing.
toys.
Yeah, so just get rid of it.
Like I'm sick of looking at it.
Mhm.
It's in the
It's a
garbage.
creepy doll. I don't want to look at it anymore. Get it out of here.
The dog chewed its foot off, but you still have
Yeah.
to carry it around,
Yeah.
but
The
it's
funniest
going.
thing I've ever seen is like toys that have batteries, and like parents pulling batteries out just and being like, "No, it's broken, doesn't work."
Yeah.
And then kids like don't quite know about the batteries yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, "Oh, it's broken." Like, and you're like,
Yeah, once the batteries die, the toy dies also.
"Yeah, the
For
toy
the most
died."
part, unless it's like a toy she actually like uses often,
Mhm.
then I will replace the batteries.
Yeah.
It usually helps me with that, so I'm screwed myself on that one, but
Yeah.
for the most part some die.
I think it's
Or we have to get them from the store. I don't have any. You have to wait.
right.
And then she forgets about it.
You just forget. I think it's just important to like stay strong on that like
Yes.
declutter when it comes to your kids' toys, and try not to put too
And to
much like,
yourself.
yeah, an emotional value on
Hmm.
things
Objects.
because they would much rather play with you, scissors and a piece of paper,
Hmm.
than the plastic toys.
They want to be with you, not with their toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the being attached to items, watch on Netflix called
Mhm.
Less Is Now. Have you
Mhm.
watched that?
No,
Oh, watch it. It's so
less
good.
is now.
It's really short. I think it's only an hour. It's from the
Okay.
minimalists. It's really eye-opening,
Mhm.
how much we value just objects, and like they just put it into a perspective that I never really thought of.
Mhm.
Yeah, so watch that. It's on Netflix right now. It's really good.
You have so much more time for other things when you have less things.
Yeah. And you just don't have so much anxiety or
Mhm.
focus.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really good. I just want to go watch it again, honestly, to like get more out of it.
What is it called?
It's called Less Is Now.
Okay, everyone's gonna go watch Less is Now on Netflix.
It's quick.
Quick,
It's really good. It's really good. So I
good.
really enjoyed it.
I'll have to
Yes.
go watch that.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm
Tell me
sure
about
I
it.
will. I honestly like there by no means are we like minimal, but we are
Yeah.
comparatively very minimal. Yeah.
Yeah, like these guys, like they're almost like I couldn't get there, but like the idea, like that you don't need like 10 spatulas or like
I
5
have one
spatulas.
spatula.
Exactly, so that's minimal, right? Like those kind of things. It's
I
like, well,
have
why are you hanging on
yeah,
to that broken,
I
like,
literally I have one ladle. I have one spatula. I have
yeah,
one bread knife. Like I am
nice.
like ones.
Yeah,
And then when it breaks, I get a new one.
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. And
Yeah.
it's just like the wants and the needs,
Mhm.
and like is it just like you're wanting it because it's like so expensive and
Right.
pretty, and like do you want it, or is like the bread knife that you have perfectly fine and it works
Right.
great? So it's so good.
Mhm.
I could, yeah,
Okay, I'll have to watch that. That seems like something I'll
yeah,
like,
highly
yeah,
recommend.
be able to apply that
It
to my
opens, it
life.
just opens your mind.
Mhm. Mhm. I yeah, I wish I could apply the same rules to like clothing and shoes
Hmm.
that I do to everything else in my house.
Yeah.
I have such a hard time with that.
And I think honestly that's the minimalist, like they talk about that. It's like you do, like maybe you do really like your shoes, so that's what you keep, right? Like that's where you have
But
it and
why
you
am I
spend a
keeping
little
them when I'm not even wearing them, Sarah?
well, watch the movie. They will explain.
Tell
It's like
me.
honestly, it's like a whole like mental thing that they get.
Mhm.
It's really good. So
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. Everyone go watch that. I think that's
yeah,
probably going to change a lot of perspective for a lot of people, but
yeah. I'm gonna go
yeah,
watch it so it changes my perspective again. Like just
don't
keep redoing it.
don't keep toys because you feel bad.
Yes, that is a really good point.
Let's
I
walk away
need
with
to
that one.
walk away with that. I need to walk away with that.
Or same with like markers and crayons.
Mm.
I go through those all the time. Like get a piece of paper, that
Yeah.
marker's not quite good
Oh yeah,
anymore.
I chuck them as they
Oh yeah,
as the lids fall off. They
they get
and don't get back
lost.
on. They
Yep.
get,
Bye-bye.
yeah. And organized, like, so if you have like 10 packs of markers, put them in a basket and put them all together, because that's
Mhm.
going to take up way less space than like stacks of markers.
Mhm.
So like organizing and putting them. We
Yes,
should take a picture of our Kinsman shack.
we should actually. Um yeah, and if you have
Yeah,
a junk drawer, clean it out like once a week.
you don't need that. Need that stuff.
I don't know what's in your junk drawer, but I just have like pens,
I don't have
candles.
a junk drawer. I have a
Oh,
junk
okay.
cupboard.
Oh.
And I just cleaned it out the other last weekend or the
Mhm.
other weekend. Just at one random night, I'm like, I need to get rid of all this. And I threw out a lot of stuff
Oh,
that I'm like,
really?
am I actually using this? No.
Yeah. My junk
Like
drawer is very like functional. Like it's like I open it daily. It's like
mm.
pens, tape, like it's these
Yeah,
bits
like
and
I kept
bobs.
some of those.
Yeah, like you need this stuff, but it's
Hmm.
all kind of like where do I put it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So you do need
hmm.
like where your batteries and your lighters and stuff like
Mhm.
that go.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. Yeah.
little bins. I
Yes,
like organize my bathroom drawers like with little bins, and it
same,
just like makes it so much better.
same. So
Because it was
great.
just like this big mess, and now it's just like, oh, okay, all my like
Toothpaste,
whatever's here,
toothbrushes. Yep.
all my chapsticks are there. All yeah,
Yeah.
so much better.
Same. Yeah, I love
Love it.
that. All my creams are here and
Yeah.
yeah, all
You
little
just stick it
compartments.
right back in there, and
Yeah, compartments and drawers are huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also like don't stress yourself out about it. Like if it gives you anxiety to like clean it, ask for help,
Yep.
hire someone
If you have a friend
yeah,
who really likes to organize, let them come have at her
they
at
would
your house.
probably love it. My
Yeah.
friend asked me, she's like, "Can you organize my because she's moving this
Mm.
weekend." She's like, "Can you organize my kitchen?" Sure, I would love to.
Sure. Yeah.
I would love to not move the boxes and just organize your kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
It is.
But
Yeah.
yeah, get help if you need it. Have
Absolutely.
your friend over for coffee or wine and
And if you want some other
hire a
good
babysitter.
organization tips, you can watch the Marie Kondo series, and she
Yes.
does a really good job with tips on organizing clothing
Mhm.
and toys and things like that as well.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Have a
Happy
lovely
Easter.
day. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the weather stays nice and gets warmer as the time
Dries it
moves
all up.
on. Yep. And then we can
Hmm.
all spend some time outside cleaning, right, Sarah?
Yes. I'll be out there.
Awesome.